you did something that I thought was very courageous when you spoke in front of Congress. I watched it live. Millions and millions of people in this country watch that, and I know a lot of those people are very appreciative to you. Dealing with Matt Gaetz, dealing with these complete idiots on the far right, and I thought you handled yourself so well. There's not many people in the world or in this country that get the opportunity to do what you did. I'm wondering what that experience was like for you, if you could even put that into words. Even though you're about 50 feet away, 60 feet away, but you're in Congress, you're under oath, you're getting into it with Matt Gaetz and some of these people on the far right. And listen, many of the people on the left were obviously defending you and thanking you for being there, and rightfully so. What was that like for you? I mean, that had to be a surreal experience. If someone said 2 years ago, "Hey, Lev, you're going to be testifying in front of Congress," you probably wouldn't have believed that.
Oh, absolutely not. I truly gave up on it. I thought because of the way Bill Barr and the DOJ tried to cover up and silence me, I'd never get an opportunity to speak under oath. And when I was given that opportunity, the whole experience was surreal. But I came in there with receipts. I came in there hoping that it would put an end to all of this conspiracy theories, because we'd be able to spend 8 hours of asking questions. They'd have a chance to grill me. And that's the one thing they always wanted. They said, let's put him under oath, because if he lies, that's another 5 years in prison. You can't lie under oath. Right. And the incredible part, which really I couldn't believe that here in the United States is, yes, we have filibustering, but I spent 8 hours there, and nobody on that panel asked me one question. They set me up, and they thought they were going to have their gotcha moment with Matt Gaetz as the last one coming in there. Out of all people, they chose the only guy that I know more about his dirty stuff than he knows about mine. So it was hilarious when he came in towards the end and tried to assault me and say, hey, you're a convicted felon, while at the same time their number one witness is sitting in prison, testifying from prison, serving 18 years. Right. And it got interesting, got heated, and when he tried to attack me, one of the things, we almost got into it. I held back, but I told him, you can't handle the truth, Matt Gaetz, because if I come out and I start telling the truth, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And that's why they cut me off and went on, and that was it.
Well, let's talk about Matt Gaetz for a moment. He was accused of having sex with underage girls, allegedly. He was accused, allegedly, of using his Venmo account to pay off certain people. We know that he is confided in and had a best friend who is now behind bars for different reasons. But what can you tell us about this guy, and why do you think, I don't know if there are any open investigations still going on right now. I don't know if they reopened the investigation. But what can you tell us about this guy that maybe the general public might not know, Lev?
I mean, besides him being a sleazeball, we all know that. Sure. But I think it's interesting to take a look at what's been transpiring the past maybe month and a half. After all, there was announcements that the House was looking into his Venmo payments and the underage girl. So there is, I think, an investigation open in the House looking into his conduct. And right after that, as you could see lately, you don't see him at Trump rallies. You don't see him speaking up as much. You don't see him out there next to Trump at all. So that's an interesting telltale. I don't know, I don't know if there's any criminal investigations, but there's been, like they were saying about Biden, they should use the same thing. There's a lot of fire around Matt Gaetz,
yeah.
A lot of smoke. There has to be fire. So, I hope the truth comes out. I hope they look into him. I remember one part, we were at a America First event, and it was a Trump International in Washington, D.C., and there was a lot of donors there, a lot of congressmen, senators, and I will never forget Joe Ahern. He was running up the America First event, ran up to me and said, hey, if you see Matt Gaetz, let us know, because we're trying to keep him out of here. I go, what's going on? He goes, he got drunk or stoned, and he's hitting on donors. He's hitting on wives' donors. We can't let him in here. And I remember that like yesterday, that they were literally on the prowl watching, make sure Matt Gaetz doesn't get into the event. So, I mean, that's the type of environment that was around. And it was interesting to see him transform from somebody that was not taken seriously, somebody that was a party guy, looked at as a party guy in Congress, then all of a sudden make that transformation into that hardcore Trumper and supporter of basically anything Trump said. And again, he used it for his own personal, and Trump knew it also. And that's why I think you're seeing that, you're not seeing that love anymore between Trump and Matt Gaetz in the past month towards the end.
Lev, how bad of a human being do you have to be a big Trump supporter in office and for them not to want you anywhere near a political event? You have to be pretty bad.